And we're live.
Yeah.
Yeah, we can wait for a few more people to show up. Where are my headphones? Okay. Still, when you talk, I have to deafen because if your voice. Okay. Man, people are late today. Jeez.
Wanka.
Hey, Wonka. Hey, Dan.
Hey, Juan and then.
There we go. Okay, now that Tam's here, now I think
Hey,
now we can
Tam.
start the party. Hey, Tam. Okay, I'll get this party started with some praise. I want to praise Tam for taking vacation off and really getting rebounds. I can see the new energy, so I'm really excited about that. I also want to praise Dan for doing so much work behind the scenes on the Trusted Seed, like just endless, like looking and checking and not marking people off when they had contributed and helping the Hatcher Outreach channel. It was so helpful for me. So thank you so much, Dan. I want to praise Suga for getting out the article, even though so much chaos is happening behind the scenes, but still being able to get that stuff out. And I want to praise Vitor for taking on the dashboard. And like doing such a good job, making it such a great plan for having it out. I want to praise Marco for all the amazing designs that he's done on the dashboard. It looks so good. I want to praise Pedro and Fabio for the front end work that's just coming along so quickly. And I want to praise Nate. I can't praise Nate and Lauren and Mitch enough for all the work that they did on the forums. And Mount Manu for testing. Praise Mount Manu for the user testing. And I'll pass it to Wonka.
Thanks, Griff. Yeah, I was just writing my praise, but yeah, I want to praise Angela also for always leading the Token Engineering Academy. I want to praise Griff for his leadership. I want to praise Mount Manu for helping with Gravity and also Acid Laser. I want to praise Livia for her work in SoftGov. I also want to praise Durgadas and Didan and Lorelai for helping with the study plan of Gravity and offering to be facilitators of the second training. And I also want to praise Michael Hewer for helping with the POAPs for the training. Also, I want to praise Nate because he gave me a really great book that has inspired new ideas for me. And I will pass to Tam.
I'm not ready, so I'm going to miss a bunch of people. But Olivia, can you hit mute? We can hear your typing.
Yeah, you're going furious over there, Livy. Get that last minute praise.
So I want to praise Sam. I want to praise Sam because I just really enjoy my interactions with him. And we had a few chats while he was learning to sail or sailing while he was on vacation. And I just really admire and respect him. So I'd like to praise Sam. I'd like to praise Suga because she's like a force of nature, a powerhouse. I don't know how she consistently gets everything out while on vacation with young kids. So I see that. I'd like to praise Vitor, even though we don't work a lot together. I keep hearing that you're doing amazing things. So I just want to say it's on our radar. I want to praise Nate because you've really been doing amazing. The hackathon, the boardroom, all these great stuff. I'd like to praise Chris and Dan for turning me on to Dark Forest. I'd like to praise Griff for your core of energy that powers so many people around you. I'd like to praise Acid Laser because you've always been so helpful to work with and you turn things around so quickly. I'd like to praise Zeptimus for agreeing to coordinate with me on the 2 hatched out proposals that we'll work on. And I'll pass it to Lauren.
Hey. Okay, yeah, I want to praise Nate for taking on the what's next slide post for cons and just like for communicating with me about it. And I want to praise Tam for just being such a great project manager. I get to like overhear you a lot doing amazing things now, and I'm like always really impressed, even though we don't get to directly work with each other so often. And I want to praise Mitch, Marco, Vitor, Nug and Griff, Manu and Pedro for all the work on the CCD, the designs, the comments, the user testing, and just trying to make everything understandable and digestible for people. And I'll pass it to Livia.
Thank you. Yeah, I want to praise Lauren for sharing the Giveth Covenant with me, and praise Angela for taking the Governauts today from TE perspective, and for the incredible work they do there. And also praise Natalia for her support to the TE Academy and how much advancement they're having lately. I want to praise Anna Marie for her support in the orientation calls. Praise Nate for stepping up in so many fronts and doing amazing work. I want to praise Mateo for he couldn't be present this week because he wasn't feeling well, but he's always in the loop of everything and asking questions and getting interested about things. And I want to praise Dan that has been showing up to so many of our community calls and getting more involved in TC. And I'll pass to Cyber Rabbit.
Hello, everybody. So today is my hello. I'm literally just getting used to your weekly meeting because it's my first meeting today. I joined on Tuesday to Livia's meeting. Livia and I met 2 years ago at a different DAO, so it's good to meet you all. And do I need to praise someone, or so how does everything work here? What do I need? What am I expected to do?
If there's anyone who you want to recognize for doing great work, you can just say praise to this person, praise to that person. Like you could probably praise Livia, for instance.
Yeah, exactly. I'm definitely praise Livia. She's like my silly mushroom network. She's so great at connecting people and always, carries this amazing fire energy. It's very revolutionary. And I would like to praise the whole team for doing amazing work. I've been diving into what you're doing, and it looks great. And I would like to pass it to Zeptimus.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, I'd like to praise Anna Marie for being on fire and reading and commenting like everywhere. She's everywhere right now. I want to give praise to Lily for pushing on the reward system. I know you're pushing. I want to give praise to Griff, Chris Jones, and Sosista for sharing awesome tools that might be helpful for transparency. I want to give praise to Juan for the second Graviton training. He's implementing learnings from the first one, and it's going to be awesome. And also for backing up this call. I want to give praise to Tam for being very organized and spread this organized feeling to the DAO, so we are all more organized. And also for working together on the 2 votes for the Hatch DAO. I want to give praise to Nate for the constant great job on the spotlight. And I also want to give praise to David and Ivy for the really nice work on Twitter, engaging with everyone. And the Params team, like Marco, Mitch, Lauren, Monmanu, Griff, Peter, of course, Fabio. It's going to be awesome. Thank you. And I'll pass it to Katie. Oh, I didn't put the timer. Sorry for that.
Hey. Yeah, hi, everybody. Great. So good to be here, and I love all of you so much. It's great to be back. I just got back to France, so I'm very tired. I have to praise Tam because holy smokes, she just picked things up for me. She really helped me out last week with the weekly update. So huge praise to Tam, who is so fabulous, and all of you. I need to praise Anna Marie and Nate and Livia again for helping out with orientation. I had a family emergency last weekend, so that was on top of my forest fires and so on. I need to praise Zepti also for jumping into wanting to help me out with some more orientation stuff that we'll get to soon. And finally, a praise to Freshell for a great chat about my wonderful mistakes with wrapped XDie. Really fun stuff. So I will pass to... Did Mitch go?
No, I can go. I'd like to praise Nate for being a responsive content editor. Praise Wonka for leading Gravity and helping take it to the next level. Praise Marco for his tireless design work while he's supposed to be on vacation. Praise to Vitor, Nug, and Fabio Pedro for building the CCD. And I'd like to praise you, Sugar, for consistently publishing community updates. And I will pass it to Dan. Knobsdow.
Yo,
Man, I mean, like the first thing I really look at this baby.
Ooh, yeah.
I want to praise who designed this. It just came like 10 minutes. Oh my God, Acid Laser. Praise Acid Laser. Praise our designers. I mean, this made my day. I mean, it just came up like 10 minutes before the call, and I just spending like yeah. I'm just spending like my time in this, so it's like 2x, 3x praise kind of thing. It's beautiful work on the design, and I saw the POAP that came, as well, like a beautiful work on the design. I don't know who did the POAP distribution. I think it may be Griff and somebody else, so praise them. No, who did the POAP distribution? I got a notification.
I think we're covering it.
Well, praise them, man. That's those kinds of things are beautiful. I'll pass it on. Who's left? Acid Laser, go, man.
Hey everyone, so I would like to praise Ivy for all her contributions with the TEC swag. Septimus for being in all the meetings, that's amazing. And David, Ivy, Manu, and for their contributions comes. Tam and Shugov and everyone who's working with the art schools at the forum, and Juanca for the Governauts training. And I'll pass it to David.
Great. Hi, everybody. Good morning. And glad to be here with you all. I want to praise Cyber Rabbit for jumping into a new community like I did just a few months ago. It's great. They suck you in and you never want to leave, man. It's good energy. And I will praise Tam and Livia for their amazing talk at Paris. And lastly, well, that's it. I'm going to keep it short. Thanks, guys. Back to you.
Sure, I can pass it for you. There's only 2 people left, I think. Let's go, Shebnem.
Hello. So I am back again. So I definitely big praise to Septimus for helping everyone to get on the transparency and accessibility track, basically. Thanks a lot. And I pass it on to the last one who's left.
Nate, did you get to go, Nate?
I have not. Thank you. I want to praise Zepti for all the work with Dashlane. I think it's really awesome, the setup that you have. Really cool. Tam, I want to praise Tam for all the work you've been doing in terms of the sprint planning and sprint retrospective. You do it so flawlessly. I want to praise Livy for all of the SoftGov, the mountain of work that SoftGov is having to perform at this moment, and just directing it from every perspective. I want to praise Mitch for all of the guidance and all the work on parameters that you've been doing. I want to praise Dan for all the stuff that you've been doing with the Trusted Seed. It's been magnificent. And I want to praise Juanca for the Gravity Working Group. It's been amazing seeing the curriculum being developed. And the sessions that you have planned out with Gevernauts and all of them. And I want to praise the rest of the Gravity team as well, Gevernauts and David and all of them. You guys have been doing an amazing job. And I will pass it back to you, Tim.
Perfect. Then let's get this party started. Thank you guys for the great praise. We are in community call number 45. Yeah, it took 44 community calls before we hatched. Good job. That's a cultural build right there. And now we're entering a new phase, so that's pretty awesome. Just a reminder on a couple things. For sure, if you love praise, we all love praise. So get in there, get in the Discord and dish praise whenever you want. If you don't have the powers to dish praise, ask any steward and we can give you the powers. Just ask around. You can ask me or something and we can give you praise powers and just give you a couple of hints about how to dish praise. And if you really want to go deep, Ivy loves to dish praise in Telegram too and makes it really easy for some of the Twitter praises and stuff. So don't be shy. Join t.me/tepraise to get into that channel as well. let's see, I'll go to this one next. Also, another thing is that to keep such a strong lovey-dovey community, we have this gravity type form. If there's any issues that you have with that you see, if you just see some like awkwardness between people, give us a heads up. Let's nip that in the butt like right away. Like let's just make sure that if there's any kind of awkwardness, we deal with it in an open, transparent way. Conflicts are natural and can be transformative, and so let's take it as an opportunity to improve. Also, one of the big things that allows us to stay is a flat, really powerful working DAO that we are now. We're officially now a DAO, and DAOs work best with advice process. So, it's not about like that you don't have the agency to do what you want. You have the agency to do whatever you want. This is just a good strategy to make it successful. So, like whenever you need to make a decision that might affect people, go and talk to them. Get their input. Make sure that they know what's up before you actually decide, and they might have some interesting information for you. You might not see their side of the story until you talk to them about it. Also, if people have expertise on the topic that you're about to make a decision on, go talk to them. They might feel like a little hurt, like, why didn't you ask me? Like, I do this all the time. Go talk to them. It's really powerful DAO techniques that are worth mentioning every time. But of course, the big news here is that we raised $1.5 million, over $1.5 million. So congratulations, everybody. That's twice the main goal that we were hoping to get. So that's great. If you go to hatch.tecommons.org, you'll notice that the button that was like collecting money is now a rage quit button. So if at any point you don't like what we're doing, you can cash in your TEC tokens for wrapped XDAI that's in there. So far, no one has rage quit yet, that I've seen at least. If they did, they didn't rage quit much because the total is still about the same. But it is something that is interesting to watch within our community. So anyone who disagrees with the direction of the community, we encourage you to rage quit and tell us, maybe tell us about it first. But then if you want, it's really cool. This is how we can align the collective interests with the individual interests, right? The collective can be held accountable to the individuals through this method. So it's very important for our DAO. And with that, it's working group time. So I'll pass it to Tam to talk about the Community Stewards working group.
Cool. So, we did today what we do at the end of every sprint, which is we take a few moments to reflect on what went well, what could have been done better, and if there's things that we really feel strongly could be done better, we brainstorm on some actions and then take them into the next sprint. So one of the two things maybe I'll point out about what went well is we feel like we have momentum back. I don't know if everybody feels there was maybe a few of those summer weeks where people are traveling. Yeah.
Were you sharing your screen?
I was. Did it stop?
I think so, right? You guys don't see it either, right?
No. Okay, I think it's better now. Thanks.
Yeah.
Thanks for letting me know. So what went well, we have momentum again, and we're starting to feel it. At the end of the summer, things slow down everywhere traditionally. And in the beginning of September, end of August, beginning of September is where we have this new surge. And I definitely feel like that's coming on. People are taking vacations. And of course, we doubled the minimum goal. What are we doing next? So after the retrospective, we'll be doing the sprint planning. It happens tomorrow, and I'll just show you this beautiful board with a full product backlog and nothing in the sprint backlog yet. So what the sprint planning is like is the stewards and other community members who want to participate join us. We go one by one through everything in the product backlog, and we pull the ones that we're committing to for the next 2 weeks into the sprint backlog so that everyone in our community knows what we're working on and the progress of it all. I want to say we have our first working group closing. The Hatch Outreach, who've done a tremendous job, have achieved their mission and are closed. Eduardo couldn't be here today. He has a personal conflict, but he did an amazing job yesterday doing a closing session and doing some reminiscences about the Hatch Outreach. So we have a lot of things coming down the pipeline, and I think I'll pass to Santi if he's here. Santi's not here. Is there somebody that can cover
Yeah,
legal?
I can take it. I can take it. And if you're sharing screen, it's cool. Oh, no, never mind. I'll share screen in a second. Actually, there is no updates from legal. So other than, hey, we're working on the covenant. And if you're interested in the covenant, I'm sure Livy will talk more about it in SoftGov. And there's no meeting this week. I believe it's next week. I'll pass it to Wonka for gravity. And I'll share a screen for you, buddy.
Thanks, Griff. Well, in gravity, there are the big thing that we want to announce is that we are preparing the Graviton training, the second Graviton training, to have the second cohort of Gravitons. And if you want to register, you can register here. Here is the link. Register to the Graviton trainings. You can open it. And yeah, there's a list of people, and yeah, the idea is to have people from multiple communities to train them in skills to learn to prevent and manage conflict in DAOs, to foster better communities and to have like this transversal group of people from different communities that has skills around people and around promoting well-being in organizations. So yes, you can register to the Graviton training. We will start in the 21st of September. Also, if you have any issue that you would like to have support on, you can request support with the type form, and we will contact you and we will try to help you. And also, we are having the TEC lounges on Fridays, 1 hour before main parties, and it's a space to chat about non-related to work issues. And yeah, it's a space for community building. So if you want to just chat and you want to like have fun, yeah, please join tomorrow in that calls. And I think that's it. So I will pass to Hatch Outreach.
Yeah, Tim, did you have any last words for Hatcher Outreach?
I do have a few last words. So this is the very last Hatch Outreach. Oh, am I sharing my screen? This is our very last Hatch Outreach update. So I just want to say goodbye and farewell, but a very last thing to remind you of is if you've participated in the Hatch, there is swag waiting for you in the swag shop. You've been airdropped a swag tech, which will cover the cost of the t-shirt itself. And this is only available, these t-shirts are only available to Hatchers. Nobody else can buy these. You need a swag tech token, and you receive a swag tech token only when you participate in the Hatch. It also covers shipping, so there's literally no cost to you, as well as your POAP. It's super simple. There's an easy link to enter your address, trusted seed address, and you'll receive your POAP as well. And that's it. And on behalf of Eduardo and myself, bye. You'll still see us around, but not as Hatch Outreach. And
Sorry,
I'll pass to Lydia.
How do we claim the POAPs?
There's a link here, POAP.delivery TEC hash participation. I'll drop the link in the community chat right now, and you just put in your trusted seed address here.
Thank you.
I'll pass to Olivia.
Thanks, Sim. Yeah, so there's a lot happening in SoftGov right now, mostly because there are some decisions that we need to take before the Commons upgrade. So here there is a draft document about some of them. So we have the governance give back that came from the no abnormal intervention proposal that still needs to be proposed to the DAO. And then And then burn and remit TCH tokens for people who lost their keys or want to sweep their addresses. And also, if the TEC should make the initial buy into the bonding curve with its own treasury and perhaps share these tokens with the reward systems, so to praise and source cred, or should we share these tokens to some people that stayed out of the hatch? So there is some work to do in these proposals. And then there is the community covenant as well that Sean from Legal gave like really good feedback that is, oh, it seems like this document wouldn't be understood by someone that is outside of the community. So maybe it would be good for new members if you want to like click here, check the covenant out and give some feedback, either if it's clear or not. And there is also the reward systems proposal that is something we need to work on. So I'll work on drafting something and passing around so everyone can contribute to. And that's mostly about how are we moving forward after the impact hour intervention, how are we doing the next praise quants, how are we integrating that with source cred. So there are some ideas that we've been talking about already. So that we'll be able to look into that proposal very soon. And then advice process. So we've been improving our practices of advice process. Zaptimus has worked a lot on it. Griff has been raising attention for it everywhere. And then Eduardo made a proposal for how conviction voting proposals should be handled in the soft governance side. So check it out. He has some interesting ideas and I'll be giving feedback to it soon too. And then in this, the way he proposed is a good template for if you have anything to bring it up to advice process, to put it in the forum. It's always great to have talks about it, but having it in a written form, it makes it easier for people to answer to it in an eloquent way and for suggestions to be incorporated. And then, Nate and Mateo are working on a boardroom hackathon, and Nate and I are gonna hack on the snapshot tomorrow. So if you wanna jump in, we're gonna do that around 4 p.m. EST, I think. So we'll be on Discord. Oops. And then here's a link of the Governauts recording if you want to check it out. We talked a lot about, I mentioned a lot about our practices and mostly the challenges that were raised by the community of what are the challenges of participating in a self-managed organization. And this is the SoftGov Zen Hub. If you want to put issues there, if you want to pick an issue to collaborate with, feel free to browse around. And finally, there are orientation calls every Wednesday at 6 p.m. Europe time. Katie and Anna Marie has been supporting that so much and leading that initiative. So if you have any questions, you can jump in there or talk to us directly. And I'll pass to Zaptimus.
Thank you, Libby. Thank you, Griff. Praise to you. On transparency, we were working on this week on the Discord roles. Like Anna Marie was asking for an onboarding role, and we were like, we actually have nothing, to deal with how it works, and it was not, and we created a first draft of the document where we have all the roles we have in Discord that are almost the same we have on the DAO, we put every action that can every role do, and also the idea is like how to get in that role somehow. And I mean, it was what we did with our knowledge, but it would be super cool like if we could implement like more knowledge into that document. So if anyone like for example like for onboarding, we're drafting something, but I mean we didn't know how fully onboarding works. So it would be nice like if the onboarding crew get in there for every getting some feedback on that document would be super cool. before implementing it into the Gitbook for like people being more transparent. And yeah, that's what we were working on transparency this week. And I'll pass it to Shebnem.
So, shall I share my screen? Because we do have a big update finally. We finished the new manifesto, which went through a pretty, longer, how should I say, longer exploratory sessions, a couple of sessions, because we really wanted to figure out this big question with which we started, how we can enable the token engineering ethos to emerge from diverse backgrounds, keep those and nurture those diverse perspectives, but also take care that ethics is really lived in this token engineering ethos. And it's not an easy question. There is never right or wrong, good or evil. So we went into a big exploratory and then research phase and came out with 2 initiatives. You can read most of it here through this manifesto, which is now tidy and very useful, I think, thanks to Septimus to pulling the last...
Actually, it looks
yeah.
like your screen isn't being shared. Maybe
let's... Okay.
try one more time. Sorry about that.
Let me do entire screen, yes. Now, can you see it?
Yes.
Yeah. Perfect. So again, we now circled around this approach that we have 2 initiatives around those 2 big topics. One is basically getting the knowledge resources together of this transdisciplinary art of token engineering that has already started. Also, you can find the links to the initiatives here, all work in progress, of course. But the direction is now clear. And the other initiatives is who owns ethics. We started with token engineers and ethical engineering, but we live in this trustless and aspiring to self-sovereign individuals participating together in the decentralized token economies. So kind of who owns the ethics, right? We decided on a participatory research, which we mentioned multiple times. I think that's going to be really exciting to have these multiple sessions and get every participant's perspectives in there. And also after the sessions, really add the insights into practical resources for token engineers, for participants in token economies. And there are also options that we can put these into book chapter. The one, A Hitchhiker's Guide to Token Engineering, which is a community source book on token engineering. So this all came together to quite clear goals, as mentioned, around these 2 initiatives. Get those started with a good foundation. And you can also look into the first sessions and topics within the token engineering ethics, participatory research initiative about what are the life cycles in these token economies, agile and ethical in this complex environment of creating and sharing value. And the learning culture, like ethics and experimentation. How can we bring this together? Finding unity in diversity. So these are 4 clear topics that emerged, and hope to get a lot of participants. We will clear those more out. Please look through this manifesto. If you feel you can add, if you feel you have a lot of questions, you have encountered ethical dilemmas or so, and want to actually wrap your heads around and invite experts to our discourse, that would be great. So this is going to be worked out more and more the next couple over the summer break, more or less, I guess, in more asynchronous hacks or get-togethers, but we will meet next time on September 9th again. So hope to see some new faces and voices who add to finding unity and diversity in token engineering. And with that, I pass it on to Comms working group. Sure.
I think it's Labs. Labs is next.
Oh, sorry.
Thanks, Griff. Thanks, Shebnam, and everyone. Wonderful updates coming out of the community. This is really exciting. Shebnam, the Labs working group actually still has to work on its manifesto. There's no manifesto as of yet. So maybe we can, looking forward to that workshop on September 9th in Omega Working Group. Maybe a crossover episode with the Labs. So that's exciting. And Zeptimus, good work with the Discord roles there on transparency. That looks like great data that we can model throughout the community coming up in the future. And the Governauts, Livy, very exciting. And the Hatch DAO proposals, that also looks like a really good data set that we could bring to the labs and start modeling. So what we have on the go for the next few weeks lined up is a development series in the labs. So whoever's, all right, Griff, you're on the stream there. Just jump back to the labs, yeah. So we've got a development series on the proposal inverter. So we've been doing some archaeology through the history of modeling and spec design that's been done by Block Science, and Dr. Zargum has written a wonderful spec as well. So we were dissecting that about 2 weeks ago. Last week we had Jeff Emmett come by and give his take on this because he's been writing blogs on the topic of this proposal inverter. And so this Friday coming up, tomorrow, we're going to jump in and start building and see what sort of next generation models we can put out that match the new spec on this. Meanwhile, stay tuned for the Token Engineering Academy for the Token Spice development workshops coming up. Go ahead and jump in their Discord server. I'll drop a link in the labs to make sure everyone has access to that. Back to you, Griff.
Great. And Chewy is on vacation. I don't suppose anyone is supposed to take this on. If not, I'm, of course, more than happy to take it on. The big updates are, of course, that we have raised over $1 million and comms is flowing. David has been doing a great job on the Twitter, holding things down. Right now, it's kind of a slow time for comms since Chewy's on vacation and everything's kind of on pause. But I don't know, David, did you have any other updates? Or Nate, did you guys have any updates on comms?
Hi, everyone. Yeah, I will just state that the engagement has been increasing nicely, and up next for our short-term goal is increasing the analytics and using that to fine-tune how we grow our community. So that's the nutshell, the update in a nutshell from comms. And like you said, Chewy's on vacation. We wish him lots of relaxation and recuperation. And Mount Manu has stepped up in Chewy's absence to help out. So that's the summary. Thanks.
Nice. Any other updates from comms? A little decentralized update on this round.
We do have HubSpot active now, and we're going to be utilizing it more often. There are a lot of little tasks that can be done. So if you have any interest in comms, please notify one of us, and we'll get you started in this working group that's really progressing, as well as we have our first proposal for funding, working group funding, and taking this DAO model for the comms working group. So if you have any interest in comms, please just reach out and we'll get you going.
That's right. Don't know how to code? Come on over.
Yeah. Comms is a very inclusive group. If you don't know where you fit in comms. We have our weekly syncs on at Tuesday at 9 a.m. West Coast time, 6 p.m. Europe time. And we also have these really great content workshops hosted by Acid Laser, Mondays at noon West Coast time, 9 p.m. Europe time. and on Thursdays at 4 p.m. Europe time. So don't be shy. And actually today I'm going to pass it to Mitch for Params. Just a reminder that like if you want to get involved in the cutting edge of collaborative economics, the TEC is the first economy ever to actually be designed by the community that intends to use it. So we have our weekly sync at 11 a.m. on Tuesday on East Coast time, and at 5 p.m. That's 5 p.m. for Europe. And on every Sunday we're hacking, and it's really fun. We just kind of put on some music and work on the dashboard. And if you want to be a part of making the dashboard better, reach out to Mount Manu and you can test it out. But I'll pass it to Mitch to really dive into it.
Thanks, Griff. Can everyone hear me all right?
Yep.
Great. So just on the page there, we've got lots of praise, design validation, praise to Mitch, Marco, Nuggin, Lauren, and Mount Manu. On the Python backend, praise to Vitor, YGG, Sem, Nuggin. Front end, we've got all the Brazilians there, Fabio, Pedro, Vitor, and of course the documentation that's been up there for a while that's looking really good, to Nate, Lauren, myself, Nuggin, Zepti, and Mount Manu. Updates in the last week. Marco's been going over on finishing the designs for the Commons config. So I previewed this a couple weeks ago, but we still have the same 4 modules here. And this is going to be separating the parameters that we're going to be using to design our final Commons upgrade. So this is the first one here. Just a brief overview. Some of you have user tested this. This is the token freeze and token thaw. We've got all these nice settings here. We've got a beautiful graph. We've got a table going on. Lots of good info. The second module, we've got the augmented bonding curve. This is going to be a beast. We can see we've got lots of stuff. Opening price, commons tribute, entry tribute, exit tribute. We've got a little tool here so you can experience your bonding curve. You can play around with it. We've got different market scenarios. And you can add steps. So it's going to be a really intuitive tool. After that, we've got disputable voting with more graphs, more parameters that you got to put in, lots of fun, exciting stuff, delegated voting, quiet ending period, execution delay, lots of fun colors. And then the final one will be, this is conviction voting here. And again, more graphs, more tables, lots of tooltips, lots of information, but it's all coming together finally. And then once you've finished all these 4 modules, Marco's designed the final page where you'll be able to fine tune any parameters, explain your strategy a little bit for each module, and then make your submission title and explain your strategy. And we've got a special setting there for advanced settings. If you're feeling spicy, you can fill these out. And then once you're done with this, you click submit proposal, and then I have drafted the GitHub proposal, which will look a little bit similar to the one we did for the Hatch dashboard. So that's pretty much it. Besides all the stuff happening on the front end and the back end, the actual website design, which I was not able to get up and running before this call, but it's all happening there. So that's what I have to show. And who do we got next after this? Commons?
Yeah, the Common Swarm. So yeah, and just hopefully next week we'll be able to actually get a demo in your guys' hands, a website where you can actually do the token freeze and token thaw, and we hope to have some regular releases of the progress of this application. But the front end for the token thaw and the learning and the intro section, which is so that everyone can be educated about how to use this dashboard to design their own economy. They can that's really close to done. Mitch, yeah, really close. So it's super exciting. But I'll take it for Common Swarm. Let me just share screen. So So the Common Swarm, we meet on Mondays in OneHive. We meet in the OneHive Discord because that's where all the action is. There was a lot going on last week. So we distributed all the hatched tokens. We had a little celebratory party where we passed out the NFTs and it minted all the Impact Hour tokens. So everything's good there. Each Impact Hour was worth about 48 wrapped XDAI per hour, so that's pretty cool. If you go to hatch.tecommons.org, you can see that we changed the rage button to orange, so people don't get confused about that. Also, I think it was mentioned already, but there's this POAP. Anyone who participated in the hatch, you can get this awesome POAP by, is this the wrong website? Oh, that's the wrong website. That's the NFT website. Hold on a sec. So, well, here's the link to the website, and I think it was posted somewhere else. But it's super easy. You just go there, and you put in. I already did it, so and got it. But it's super easy. You just go here and put in your address, and then you get the POAP. But you have to go claim it. It takes action. So go take that action. Get your POAP, and tell the world that you're a TEC hash participant. The other piece is, we made major progress on EVM CRISPR. That was the bulk of the work this week. So major praise to Paulo for that. The library is at 1.0, so it's officially released, and we got it working on Rinkeby, so that now this week we actually were able to get a test gardens live with the bonding curve. But just for internal testing. Hopefully we'll get a demo out to you guys, maybe not next week, but the week after. But it is already live. We have the TEC gardens open, so that's super cool. Let me just make sure. So you can see the beginnings of what will be our DAO. It's happening. So yeah, that's super cool. We'll get our covenant up there and get everything pieced together. Let's see what else. Yep, and that's it from the Common Swarm. So we have a good 12 minutes for TEC Spotlight today, and it's Governauts. Welcome, Angela. Always good to see you in the chat. Please tell us more about Governauts.
Hey, everyone. So cool to be here. So cool to see the updates. It feels like the end of the hatch phase is almost ages ago already. But it's just a couple of days, and I'm still so happy that we collected 1.5 million. That's awesome. Such a success. Now the Governauts. 12 minutes. Okay, let me pull up some slides. Oh my God. I'm just trying to find my Chrome, and it's a big mess as always.
No worries, Angela. Well, if you guys haven't followed Governauts on Twitter yet, it is a great Twitter account to check out. They have really cool. I don't know who's doing your Twitter, but I swear. Who is?
This goes to James. James is awesome.
James Waugh, man, killing it. Really great information coming out all the time. You don't, so definitely make sure to follow them on Twitter. Governance DAO on Twitter.
Yeah, right. Okay, so let me tell you a little bit about Governauts. But before I do that, I just want to mention, we thought at TE Academy it would be really cool to have a Wikipedia article about token engineering, wouldn't it? And we are looking for somebody with experience in posting on Wikipedia and publishing or editing, because there are some tricks or some things to be taken into account. So reach out to me in case you're interested or can share some of your experience there. All right. But now, Governauts. Meet the Governauts. This was our first event last Friday. This was a co-programming session. We invited the community, the people who are interested in this program, in this initiative, to do a co-programming session to explore the most pressing issues in governance. since this is something we've experienced over the last couple of months, that many more projects step by step are decentralizing, now spinning up their DAOs as we do, defining roles, defining reward system, defining voting processes, decision making, dispute resolution. And there's a great need in supporting this and adding token engineering skills here, because I mean, we can do a lot in helping this sector grow, and on the other hand, how token engineering can be applied to governance topic is new for ourselves, and it's definitely new for a whole DAO world. So we started this initiative. This is we call it ground control. It's James Communications, Twitter, Telegram. It's Jeff, it's Natalia, Livy, Jess, Renzo, and Eugene, and myself. And we kicked off a Gitcoin grant to get things going, and just for having a temperature check. Is this something that seems to be relevant for the crypto crowd? And I think in less or around a week, we collected more than 700 contributions. So this was an amazing response from the community. And now in the second phase, we are selecting cases and also do fundraising. So it's all about working on particular challenges in governance, in decentralization, and create a team around it, a core team to work on it, and then establish a co-research facilitation 3-month program. As we did it already in TE Academy, we bring together a core research team around a particular challenge, partnership with a crypto project out there, and onboard community members to A, work on these topics, and B, learn the token engineering process and tools. And some of the things that Jess shared in this first call, some of the topics that are relevant are, for example, polycentric governance, decision space, voting space, and we need new voting tools for real-time signaling. The thing is that compared to what crypto started with consensus, now we have an almost limitless decision space for DAOs, and now how to tackle this with on-chain voting, off-chain voting, voting power, tokens versus IDs and individual proof of humanity, these things. Then another topic is system mapping, institutional design. This is also super relevant, and we can draw from institutional or organization theory for designing our new organizations. Also then rules for decision making. There are some templates based on the work Block Science did for Gitcoin, like an ecosystem map or a working group map. And governance audit standard could be also something very relevant. Next is computer-aided governance. There's a computer-aided governance map and process. I think this is also work done by Block Science / Burrata. And this is to start with a common understanding of the tools that are available, proper selection, and then, of course, continuous improvement, also improvement of participation. And last but not least, rewards and incentive systems. As we experience it with praise, some really great results, but a lot of space for improvement, data analytics, and also alternative tools, along with research needed on universal basic income in DAOs. So these are just some of the topics that might be picked for this 3-month program then of collaborative research. And now let me just, what is now, why this Governauts? Because I think there are already many initiatives dealing with this question of, okay, how to improve governance. We think that this should be a particular new branch in token engineering. So if we look at the token engineering space and token engineers, we have a lot of people active in DeFi, for example, in providing liquidity in strategy optimization for token investments. But we don't, and we want to have a similar branch and expertise focusing on governance, because it's so the space is so huge, and the challenges ahead are also huge. And what we need to have here is system, or understand, is the system design, interconnectedness of subsystems, and also that governance is a continuous evolution of systems. And I try to pick just some examples of, okay, what would that mean when it comes to builder rewards? So there are several tools available: SourceGrid, Coordinate, Praise, and more. And the question for all of them would be how to improve builder rewards. And for looking at builder rewards as a token engineer, you first, when it comes to look at the general purpose, you have two different elements here, two different layers. One is the layer for compensation, right? You want to compensate like we did with impact hours. And the second one is decision-making power. And these are different layers, and you can even consider them as subsystems, right? The compensation part of it and the decision-making part of it. But they are also interconnected, as we also know with our own hedge and with our TEC tokens. And if we look at system design for governance, then of course you look at objectives, system purpose, and key metrics to measure if your design is appropriate. And you look at the stakeholders. So who are your builders? And what are other stakeholders in the system when it comes to decision-making power? And interactions, like what are the actual activities, like you register a contribution, or you rate and weight a contribution, you assign a value to a contribution, you transfer tokens, and then you go to invariant properties. And this is then starting the actual system design here. So you come up with first properties of the system that should hold, no matter who is interacting or what activities you then actually observing. And invariant properties could, for example, that every contribution is eligible to receive a reward, and not the type of a contribution defines the value, but the rating of another person in the network, and we call it the registrant. And this is what we actually have in Praise. And you are already well familiar with the challenges here in assigning a value to a contribution, to a builder contribution. So this is invariant properties. Every single contribution is eligible to receive a reward, and the actual value is defined by a certain mechanism. And then you have mechanism design, which is different from it. It's defining how this actually takes place. And we also had some definitions. Most of them have been a lot of manual work, right? And one of the research goals could be, okay, how to make this, how to automate this, but in a meaningful way. Just one example. Another one could then be incentives, because this is then only the top level of the system design. Mechanism design is what you do and how you do it. An incentive is how to steer towards a particular goal. And a particular goal could be, for example, imagine you have a registrant assigning a value, how to make sure or how to optimize to reliability of this value assignment. And
Angela, we're at the top of the hour, so maybe if you can sum it up in 90 seconds. And
I wrap it up. Okay.
Yeah.
You
and
can
also,
just,
I hope you'll post these slides, because these are super cool.
I will. You can pre-register at tokenengineering.org. There's a program for TE Academy. And there you find a link to the Governauts, this co-research program, this 3-month program, and you can pre-register in case you are interested. And here are the links for the Telegram group, Telegram Gov Commons, and this awesome Twitter run by James Governance DAO. And there you get all the information. And our next event is on September 10th, 5 to 7 Central European. And we'll discuss reward systems. This is run or led by Livy. Looking forward to it. It's an overview and a panel discussion on various reward systems and the challenges here, September 10th. Make sure to be there. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Angela. That was so cool. Governauts is such a cool initiative. Definitely something supported by the Token Engineering Commons wholeheartedly.
Yeah.
So if anyone, definitely join in the Telegram, and if you guys can, support Governauts in every way that you can. Let's. This is an important part, an underrated part of token engineering. So much just DAOing it happening without enough thought about how to really do governance right. So thank you so much, Angela, for the great work. And if you guys want. And if you guys want to, right next in the Gravity channel, Wonka's going to be taking us for another wonderful discussion into the Gravity world. So don't miss it. And yeah, thank you all for coming. Another great call, and I'll see y'all.